to that place in memory. This story was inspired by the AARP article, Overcoming Social Isolation with New Technologies. Rendever's VR platform, grounded in neuroscience, stimulates older adults' memories and allows them to revisit places of personal significance virtually, drawing attention as a new technology for relieving social isolation and connecting people. Today, she decided to go back. Nora was 24. In her apartment, she picked up her VR headset. Thin, light, sat on her ears like glasses, and the world changed. She opened the app, MemoryThis, a service that recreates real-world locations in VR space and lets you walk them as the avatar of your choice. Through location data, you can also pass other users who happen to be visiting the same place at the same time. Nora chose her avatar, 8-year-old Nora, built from a photo from second grade, bobbed hair, red backpack. She entered the destination, the park by the ocean. The park spread out inside the VR, a small park along the shore, 2 swings, 1 slide, a rusted set of monkey bars past the chain-link fence. The ocean glittered. Nora, 8-year-old Nora's avatar, sat on the bench. There was no wind. VR doesn't do wind, but the sound of the waves had been recreated. Whoosh, whoosh. It had been 16 years since she'd been to this park. The summer she was 8, Nora had met a boy at this park. His name was Jake, same age. He was visiting from a town over. His grandfather lived nearby. He was here only for the summer. They played on the swings, slid down the slide over and over, practiced pull-ups on the monkey bars. Jake couldn't do one, and Nora gave him a hand. At the end of the summer, Jake said, "I'll come back next year." "Yeah, I'll wait." But the next summer, Jake didn't come. Later, she heard that his grandfather's house had been sold. She didn't have his contact info. At 8, exchanging contacts wasn't a thing kids thought of. That was that. In the VR park, Nora sat on a swing. Her avatar's small feet didn't reach the ground. 16 years. Since that summer, she'd thought of this park a few times, when she was studying for college, when she got hired, when she broke up with her boyfriend. For some reason, the swings always came back. Jake's face. She didn't really remember anymore. The voice was gone. What she remembered was the feel of his hand on the bar when she helped him, and the words, "I'll come back next year." Today, on a whim, she'd come. No reason. If pressed, she wanted to look at it once more before she forgot. While she was rocking the swing, listening to the waves, someone stood at the entrance to the park. A small boy avatar. About 8, short hair, short-sleeved t-shirt and shorts. Nora felt her heart stop. That t-shirt, blue and white stripes. The same pattern Jake always wore. The boy walked into the park, stopped in front of the swings, looking at her. Nora. MemoryThis has a location-linked feature. Users visiting the same place in the same time window can pass each other in the VR space. Not matchmaking, just an overlap of coincidences. People with memories of the same place visiting it on the same day. The system threads those overlaps together. Jake, she didn't know his real name anymore, had also come to this park today. Jake? What, really? Nora? That Nora? The two of them stood facing each other in their 8-year-old avatars. The voices were adult voices. The avatars were children, but the voices were 24 and 24. "Why are you here today?" "I don't know. I just suddenly remembered. This park. Same. I had the day off, and I was bored. Thought maybe I'd come look." It was a coincidence, a 16-year coincidence. The two of them sat on the swings side by side. 2 8-year-old avatars on 2 swings. "Jake, you said you'd come back next year." "Sorry. Grandpa's place got sold. I couldn't." "I know. I heard later. I should have gotten your number. We were 8. We didn't think of stuff like that." They both laughed. Adult laughter coming from child avatars. A little weird, but strangely no awkwardness. "Nora, where do you live now?" New York, for work. Me too. Web design. That's close. Yeah, the waves were sounding. The VR ocean wasn't real, but the sound of the waves was a real ocean recording. Nora, do you remember the pull-ups? Of course, the one you couldn't do. I learned, in middle school, slow. Hey, the feel of you helping me stuck with me, so I practiced. Nora was a little surprised. Jake remembered. The feel of the hand. I remember too. Holding your hand, yeah. The 8-year-old avatar was gripping the swing chain. It was actually an adult hand, but in the VR it was a small one. Hey Jake. Yeah. Do you want to switch to adult avatars? You can change. Jake thought for a moment. No, like this is fine. This feels more like that summer. Yeah. They stayed as kids and rocked the swings. Watched the sea. The sun was beginning to set. The VR sun moves with the actual time. Right now, somewhere in the real sky, the sun was setting too. Nora, contact info. Yeah, this time I'm getting it. We're not 8 anymore. They exchanged IDs in the VR. 2 child avatars opening their phone screens with adult dexterity. Strange picture, but they were both laughing. She took the headset off. Sunset was reaching into Nora's apartment. No ocean outside the window. A residential street in New York. Cars. The hum of an air conditioner. A notification on her phone. A message from Jake. Let's meet for real next time. I'll show you the pull-ups. Nora laughed. Out loud. The summer 16 years ago. The ocean park. The swings. The pull-ups. I'll come back next year. He hadn't the next year. But 16 years later he had. Still in a child's body. A reunion brought together by VR. Coincidence, location data, and 2 people remembering the same place on the same day, laid down on top of each other. Nora typed back. Looking forward to it, but I might not be able to do a pull-up either anymore. A reply came right away. Then we'll practice together. Lend me a hand again. Nora set the headset down on the table. The sunset was coloring the room red. She had gone to that place in memory. The person from the memory had been there. It was a coincidence, but coincidences are probably made by memory. On the same day, remembering the same place. That much, alone, had crossed 16 years.